Hey, I'm Janelle and this is toDIYfor. So today we are tackling a DIY that is one of my favorite DIYs to do, a free DIY. Well, essentially this cost me nothing because a friend found a pallet for me. He knows I do DIY projects, picked it up from out behind his work and brought it over. So I finally turned it into something amazing, which another friend of mine said, wow, that looks so great. These things, I've been seeing them for sale for like $60. So this essentially cost me nothing because I had the paint at home already and some tools. And really, if you are going to tackle this project yourself, pallets you can find sold online for a couple of bucks on Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is, or Kijiji, or people are literally giving them away for free. So let's get into this week's DIY.
Okay, so here's the pallet that I picked up. Like I said, it is a bit of a smaller pallet than a regular one, so it's thinner pieces, which was a little bit easier for me to break down. But you're just gonna go ahead, grab a hammer, and start pulling up those boards. Be careful, obviously, because there's plenty of nails sticking out of this. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of wood here. We're only gonna end up using half of the pallet to make today's project, and it is just basically free wood. So it is a little bit of work to get it all pulled apart. So these nails here were all bent for whatever reason, and they've been pushed in so far that you actually can't use your hammer to pull the nails out. So your best option is to get a hacksaw, and what I did was cut a portion of that nail off, mostly that bent part, and I snapped the other end of that nail off, and now we have a little flat small piece that's a lot easier to hammer out, so then you can pull the nail out. So some of the nails will come out okay, some of them you can hammer a little bit out to, again, yank out from the other side, but this is a bit of work to clean up this wood, like I said, but typically pallets are free or just a couple of bucks, so you're saving your money that way. So I have 4 boards here to make today's project. Again, it's just about half of the pallet. They're really quite rough, so you're gonna wanna sand them down really well, but my orbital sander made quick work of that. And so we have the 3 boards lined up here. What I wanna do is get this board here to basically cover up those 3 holes. So I'm cutting off that piece that has the hole there, and I just simply laid it over top of those 3 boards and measured out how long I need this board to be. So I did that with both the top and the bottom of these 3 boards, so you need 2 pieces there. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you any measurements because this is going to vary depending on the boards that you're working with. Pallets tend to not exactly have the most exact measurements, but I just simply nailed those in with just 3 nails. It seemed to be good enough to hold that together. And I opted to paint mine with some white paint that I had. So you can be a little rough with this because we're going to distress it with a sander once it's dried. So don't worry about getting maximum full coverage with your white paint. So next I just freehanded some letters on here simply because I didn't have any stencils. This is maybe not the best option. I did the best I could with what I had at home. This paintbrush also not ideal for freehanding. It was quite thick, but I did the best I could to do some very simple block letters, and I'm spelling out the word home. So I did go back in with a black Sharpie to make some of those edges a little more crisp. I would suggest getting a stencil or just having a thinner paintbrush to do this. The last step is just getting some faux greenery, which I picked up here from the dollar store, and I am stapling them into place to make the letter O, and it's a cute little green wreath basically.
So did that not turn out great? I love that I've recycled wood. I basically spent no money on this DIY, and I essentially have half a pallet left of wood to make another project. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what to do with that. If you want to see me make another pallet style DIY, make sure you leave that down in the comments below. This is more of a farmhouse style look, which isn't exactly my decor taste, but I do know that people love that type of style, and I've done some farmhouse style decor DIYs on my channel before that have been quite successful. So if you want to see more styled towards farmhouse decor, Please also let me know down in my comments below or get in touch with me through my Instagram, my Twitter account, which is @JanelleSteeper. That's the place that you can also share any of the DIY projects that you've done at home with me, because I want to see what you're making. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. I have a new video that comes out every Wednesday, so I'll see you next week. Cheers.